Whether you are a loyal cruiser or this is your very first trip, choosing a stateroom is going to be one of the very first big decisions you'll have to make for your trip because you need it to confirm that reservation. So, if you are going with little ones that are under a year or maybe just a few years old, what is the best type of stateroom for your family? Let's break down the 4 different types of stateroom categories, pros and cons of each, to help you choose the best one for your family vacation. So let's start off with the inside cabin. This is the cabin type that I have been cruising in since the age of about 11, all the way up to like my mid 20s, I think was the first time we had anything besides. So I love inside cabins because they are the cheapest. Your cheapest base fare, if you are on a budget, this is going to get you on that family cruise, which I love. And also, maybe it leaves a little bit of wiggle room to try some fun shore excursions or treats on board that you wouldn't otherwise have the, budget opportunity for. I also love it because it is really safe for little ones, right? We have no windows on either side. We only have our one front door to our cabin. And it's just a really great option for them to be able to run around and know that they are nice and safe and inside. And then, of course, when it comes to sleeping, the inside cabin is going to be the best if you have little ones that are very sensitive to light, that really need that darkness when they are sleeping so they can get good quality sleep, which we need them to for the next day. So, literally, when you close that cabin door, your room is going to look like this. Yes, pretty much complete darkness. You'll have a little bit of light right at the bottom of your door, and that's going to be it. So, if that's how you and your family love to sleep, it is going to be a great option for you. And then also, when it comes to if you have someone that is motion sick or maybe nervous to go on a cruise because of motion sickness, an inside cabin is a great option because they're going to be in the middle of the ship. Again, middle and then a little bit lower down in the ship is where you're going to want to choose. So it's a great option for newer cruisers. So the only negatives I can come up with the inside cabin is that it's going to be the smallest. So you are going to have to maximize that real estate of your cabin to fit all of your things, which I feel like there's always been plenty of room for. Me sharing a cabin with my parents, with a friend, like 4 of us, having 2 teenage girls in there, we have always been successful. And that there is no natural light. So great for sleeping, but if you need to know kind of about what time it is, you are going to have to set an alarm, make sure you have your phone plugged in, or otherwise you may wake up a little bit later than what you are expecting in the morning. So make sure you have that so you're on time for your activities and your shore excursions. Moving right into ocean view or window cabins, another great option that used to be way more popular on the older ships. You're going to see a lot less of these rooms on the bigger, newer ships because the ocean view has definitely been taken over by a lot more balconies. And again, that's just kind of making more money and going with what people want the most. So we love ocean views because it gives you a little bit of natural light but still gives you that nice safety when we think about the inside cabin. And then also, it's going to be on probably the lower levels of the ship. So, again, if you're worried about motion sickness, this could be a great option. It's going to be a little bit more expensive than an inside cabin, but not as much as a balcony usually, which kind of brings me into the negatives. Sometimes because the supply of these rooms are lower than the balconies now on newer ships, when we were pricing out some trips for later this year, some of the ocean view rooms were actually more expensive than the kind of entry level balcony room. So that is something to definitely look for when you are going through those pricing things and you see the balcony room starting at a lower number than ocean view. Make sure you check both of those out. Again, all depending on supply and demand here. And then also because it is on those lower decks, it may be more inconvenient to some of the attractions and the fun Lido decks and places to eat. Always, always, this goes for every single room. Make sure you Google whatever the name of the ship is, deck plan PDF, and you take a look at where these rooms that you're thinking about booking are located, and then make sure you look above one deck and below one deck. So if your ocean view is on a lower level, you're really excited, it's in the middle of the ship. What if it is a deck below one of the nightclubs? That is something that we need to know. So always double check that deck plan before you book. So moving right onto balcony staterooms, this is our preferred stateroom with our little one. And even before, my husband loves just having the little outdoor space, a little bit of privacy for our family to hang out and take in the view. And he just loves having his cup of coffee there in the morning. But I love the balcony because it's going to have a little bit more square footage than the other two, both from the balcony and the cabin. So we brought our daughter on our cruise and she needed her pack and play. So it was just great to have a little bit more space for that, a little more space closet wise. And then, of course, balconies now they're just, again, more popular. They usually have great locations next to all the entertainment or just one floor above and below. Or, of course, you can go with the forward or the aft balcony that just gives you those views and a little more quiet space. The negative to it is that it is more expensive, of course. So you're going to be paying more for that base rate. Depending on your budget, this may not be a great idea if you need a little bit more money for short excursions and whatnot. And then also, you have to think about safety. So, the doors to the balcony, it's not like it's just a closet door, that goes in and out. It does take some force to get out there. But depending how old your kids are, the railing is very high. The glass spans the entire thing for most of them. You have to watch those cove balconies, though. Those have more of the grates. So just kind of taking a look and thinking, is this a safe option for my family? I saw a YouTube short the other day of these two kids. Of course, they were like teenagers, literally sitting on the railing in port, and somebody had filmed it from another ship coming in. And it made my little mom heart like totally race. But of course, we have to remember if we are just, actively, making sure we're keeping an eye on our kids, the chances of this happening are very slim. But safety wise, I just have to mention that for balcony cabins, which leads us to our final stateroom category, the suite. Like, who doesn't want to go on a suite? Well, I am 33 years old. I've been cruising for over 2 decades, and I am going on my first suite vacation with my husband, our daughter, and my mother-in-law next April. I'm super excited. So of course, suites we love because they come with a lot of perks. So they come with priority boarding and then some other options along the way, which we definitely need when it comes to lugging our pack and play and our stroller and our carrier and our child. We love that it's just built into the room. However, know that there are programs like the Key on Royal Caribbean and Faster to the Fun on Carnival that can give you some of these priority perks that you get with the suite just for a one-time or daily cost with the other types of staterooms. So things to look at there. Of course, the suite is going to have even more square footage. I believe our balcony on this one is like double the size. It has 2 doors to get in and out, which is really cool. But then also, this comes with a tub instead of a shower. So, super excited for bath time for this one. Double sinks, and just in general, way, way more space. So, we are really excited to see how much we love the space. Of course, our cons of this is going to be it's going to be the most expensive type of room, which we know. And then also, when it comes to location, this is going to be the lowest percentage of rooms. It's going to be suites. So a lot of times I notice they tend to be in the front or the back of the ship. Royal Caribbean Junior Suites, they always have a ton right in the middle of the ship, and I love that. So just know that location, because the supply is lower, some of them are designed to have some of those beautiful aft views or forward views, but I just love being in the middle of the ship, both for like kind of motion wise and location wise to get to things. So that might be something to take in mind. And then, of course, if you're somebody like me who likes their stuff to be where you place it and not just a total tornado, more space can mean more problems. So, depending on your family and how they roll, you might be picking your stuff up more often. Who knows? So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope this was helpful. I would love to hear below. Go ahead and comment and let me know what type of stateroom you picked for your family, who you're cruising with, and their ages, and kind of why. So again, we can create just a little bit more conversation around this for our newer cruise families so they can pick really the best option for them. And cheers to more family cruise vacations.